My favorite Yankton band memory was marching in the parade in Chicago freshman year.
My favorite band memory throughout all my 4 years of high school was definitely when we were marching through the hallways during homecoming week. We marched through every single hallway, and I just remember us whooping and hollering and screaming, and it was just, I remember having a blast. I just remember having a blast and having so much fun marching through the hallways during homecoming. So, yeah, that's probably my favorite memory.
My favorite memory was when we went to Chicago and we were in Chinatown, and me and my friend walked into a Buddhist church session, and they let us participate. Yeah, that's it.
Didn't hear about that.
Wait, hold on.
My favorite band memory was getting my uniform stuck to my saxophone right before a performance, and it took 4 sets of car keys to get it unstuck.
My favorite memory is when we went to medieval times on the Chicago trip and we watched people beat each other up with swords.
My favorite memory is before we did the parade in Chicago and it was like freezing cold and windy, and then as soon as we started marching, all the clouds separated and it was sunny and it was just immediately warm.
My favorite memory was the dance at Chicago at the hotel.
My favorite memory was my freshman year. Frontline had to wear Devo hats, and every single second that there was a gust of wind, we had to go running after our Devo hats because they won't stay on.
My favorite memory was in Chicago before the parade, and we all stood in a big huddle to keep each other warm, and then like every couple minutes Riley Zimmerman would yell, "Switch!" and then everyone would have to go to the outside.
My favorite memory is freshman year when we did our Back to the 80s show, and it was just a really fun show in general, and then running into people because of how fast and quick paced some of the songs were.
My favorite memory was during, which show was that? Was it back from the 80s? I was watching from the bleachers, and I noticed somebody fell, and my attention was drawn right to that because that's what you do. But I noticed like this ninja that just like rolled a couple times and boom, right back on his feet and trumpet in his face. And it was Donnie Bono, probably one of the best fall recoveries I've ever encountered in my life.
My favorite memory was during our Back to the 80s show when the Rubik's Cube got stuck before we performed at Quad State.
Another favorite memory is when Jacob Strom and John Knopf played the characters in Back from the 80s on The Mandalorian.
You mean the DeLorean?
I was gonna say.
I watched it too. I remember showing up to school at 6 in the morning thinking we had practice and then finding out we didn't. So I took a nap in the alumni hall and then got woke up by janitors. That was fun.
What else?
I remember when we went to Vermilion to do a show with the college students, and after the show I got lost and couldn't find my way back to the bus.
Oh, wait, when we ran to... What show was it when we ran to that McDonald's?
Quad State?
Oh yeah, that was Quad State. I slipped on the ice there.
I almost slipped.
My favorite memory were the fireworks at Dutchman.
The blizzards at Dutchman.
Yeah, that too.
The rain at Dutchman.
I got pelted with a flashlight.
I remember finding a football at Dutchman and throwing it in the air, accidentally hitting John in the head. He still doesn't know who threw it.
I remember at Dutchman when I asked the lady for two pieces of pizza, and she gave me 2 boxes of pizza because nobody else wanted any. So I got 2 boxes of pizza.
Freshman year, before one of the bigger competitions, we had to be at the school at like 5:30, and anyone who knows me, that's way too early. But me and Tina Zoss, we fell asleep during the what like we were going to do for that day, and then we got woken up when everyone started leaving to get on the bus.
I remember before the Brookings parade we did for Hobo Days, I slept in and I woke up with like 30 calls from Isaac at the time, and then I was like, oh crap, I gotta go. So I made it to school in time, made it for the bus.
Any other things from the Chicago trip I should know about?
And they didn't tell us they found bed bugs in our bed until like we had all slept in the beds and put all our stuff around the whole entire room. But you know, it's fine.
From the Chicago trip, Allison Eskin started her leg on fire. And my mom was a nurse, so she helped her, and that's how we got to become friends, was because my mom helped her leg. There's a hole in it.
She still has a scar from
Yeah,
that.
she does.
She still has a scar.
Yeah.
My favorite memory from the Chicago trip is when all saxophones and basically woodwinds in general just all piled into a hotel room and just played a giant game of, I think it was like
awkward foot game or what?
I think it was Never Have I Ever is what we ended up playing. And Truth and Dare, yeah.
In the Chicago trip, Michael Drotzman absolutely yeeted me across the pool, and I face planted into the shallow end. I loved it. It was fun.
Anything else? If you think of something, call that Google Voice number. Okay.
I'm gonna be thinking about that all day now.
I'm having a hard time.
Yep.
Freshman year, we were at Dutchman, and every year at Dutchman they always do a fireworks display at the end of the night. And so there was 4 of us there, myself, Jade Hauk, Lizzie Riley, and Ashlyn Schwartz. And when the fireworks are going off, Jade absolutely hates the fireworks, especially the big artillery rounds that go off. So she was in the fetal position, lying on the cold ground. It was misting, and it was middle of the night. And she's on the ground. We all have our hands over her ears, plugging her ears so she couldn't hear the fireworks, and she was still freaking out, almost screaming bloody murder, lying on the ground in the fetal position. All of us were laughing so hard, but we all felt so bad for Jade at the same time, but we were all just laughing to the point where we were all crying by the end of this.